Everyone, my name is Dom. I'm a super big Love Island fan. I'm obsessed with it. I always want to talk about it. Unfortunately, there's no one in my family or friends or circle that watches Love Island or reality TV shows, so I thought maybe I could make a little channel where I can comment on the second season of the All-Star Love Island series. So let's get right into it. The first episode, obviously the characters come in. Right off the bat, who I'm excited to see is Curtis. I remember him in his season for being someone that's not, I think, unintentionally not honest with himself, and then he's not honest with his partners, so it hurts him and it hurts them. I think he's a pretty good guy, but I don't think that he can be honest with himself. Maybe it's because he wants to be too nice, or maybe he's a people pleaser. I don't really know. Maybe he's matured now. He's 28, so maybe he'll be able to be more honest with himself. After that, I'm excited to see Kaz. She's so gorgeous. I've always thought Kaz was really gorgeous with her long hair, and now with her little pixie cut, she dyed it blonde. She's so cute. Like, she's so gorgeous, and she's cute, and she's everything. So I'm really excited. Kaz, from what I remember from her, she's very calm. She's very composed. Maybe that's because I'm contrasting her. I'm comparing her to Georgia in her season when she stole Josh. You know, there's a lot of scenes between her and Georgia. Georgia is pretty fiery. So beside Georgia, Kaz just seems calmer. Maybe that's not the case. We'll have to see. Anyways, I'm super excited to see her. From her season anyway, she just seems so mentally stable, right? Next is Gabby. I love Gabby. I'm very excited to see her. She's just a chill, cool, down-to-earth, calm girl. I remember in her season when Marcel, he did something slimy. I don't really remember exactly what it was. I think he kissed a girl without her knowing. I don't know. I think they were like together, and then anyway, something slimy happened, and Gabby she was so composed, and she just kind of said, it's okay, I trust you. And I think that says a lot about her character. She's probably a very trustworthy person, so that's why she's able to just trust people. She kind of projects onto people that don't really deserve it, like Marcel. Speaking of Marcel, I'm sad for Gabby. I'm not saying Marcel is a bad person, obviously, no. I just think that all the stuff he's made her go through, personally, I would be super traumatized. Like, I cannot believe that they were on vacation together and she steps away. I don't know for how long, but imagine you just step away from your boyfriend, and during that time frame, your boyfriend finds a woman, is able to seduce her, and they sleep together in their hotel room. Like, to me, that's not a mistake. That's something that he's very rehearsed in doing. Like, I just think that's so bold, and that's not the first time he kind of pulls something like that. So I think it will make good TV, but I feel terrible for Gabby. She seems to be really composed, though. When he walked in, she's just chill, like, she's just cool. So we'll see what happens with that. Next up is Ronnie. I didn't watch season 11, so I'm not sure. I don't know him. I'm not sure if he was well liked in his season or he made good TV. You know, with All Stars, I feel like it's either one or the other. Either the public really loved them and they want to see them again, or they were a character that made wonderful TV and, you know, they were fiery. So I'm not sure where he stands. My first impression of him is that he, you know, when it was the red flag challenge, he just seems kind of like I saw like a little bit of anger. Maybe it's just frustration. Maybe I'm just being too dramatic or sensitive, but I felt like in his eyes there was this anger. So we'll see what kind of person he is. I'm actually really excited to see how he's gonna develop throughout the season. Another person I'm excited to see is India. Oh, she's so gorgeous. She's so calm. I remember her and Ovi, they made such a cute couple. Obviously, they're not together anymore, but I just thought their personalities were really good. Ovi was mature. She's also very mature. And I just can't get over how beautiful she is. She just, honestly, she's like one of the most beautiful islanders I think that have ever been to Love Island. Maybe I just have a little crush on her. I don't know. But yeah, super excited to see her. Then there's the red flag challenge. Oh, I was cringing when Marcel got the red flag. Obviously, this kid deserves it. I just don't like how nonchalant he is. I think I'm being too sensitive, but he mentions that it's a mistake. I think that's wild. Like, I think that he just seems so confident in how he cheated on Gabby. So I have no proof, but I have a feeling that that's something that you've done multiple times and you know what you're doing. Anyways, I know he's not a bad person. He just kind of riles me up a little bit. And then when Liv gives the red flag to Ronnie, because he was messaging her when he was in a relationship with another girl. And that's where I saw the little anger in his eyes. Like, maybe it was just frustration. And then, in my opinion, another red flag, not problematic really, but Curtis, just because in his season he wasn't being honest with himself. So maybe he's outgrown it, but to me, that's a red flag. Then they get recoupled. The public chooses. Pretty happy with all the coupling. I am particularly happy with India and Scott. I think they make a good couple. Again, I don't know Scott, but he seems chill, so I'm pretty happy about that. The best part of the episode was at the end when Ekin-Su, the queen, walks in. I don't actually think she's a queen. I have mixed feelings on Ekin-Su, but I think she's gonna make a wonderful show like she did in her season. One thing I really appreciated was when Scott told India that Ekin-Su slid in his DMs. Yay! I am excited because he seems, just off the bat, like he just seems like an honest guy. That's such a green flag to me. And on top of that, I love India. So I think, like, it's just a split second. I don't know Scott, but my first impression of him are really great. Like, I actually think that they're gonna mesh well together. They seem like very respectful and honest people. That's just my first take. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So moving on to episode 2, where Ekin-Su, she chooses Ronnie, Curtis, and Scott. I have mixed feelings about Ekin-Su, but one thing that nobody could ever take away from her is that she's so confident. I actually really admire her. Like, just the way that she opened the champagne bottle like a badass. Like, just with, with 3 men around, and she just takes control. Like, she just really is a confident woman, and I definitely admire that. I loved when Scott tells Ekin-Su that she's a big character, and he asks, "You like to be a big character, right?" And Ekin-Su just says, like, that's just who I am. And I think that's true. Like, obviously she's a very confident woman, but it's not like, some people are super shy when they're young and then they work and work and work to be confident. I think it just, obviously she's probably done a lot of work on herself, but she's just so naturally comfortable with herself and confident, and it's beautiful to see on screen, honestly. And then finally, Ekin chooses Curtis. I honestly saw that happening. Curtis, I think he's pretty happy about it. I just saw throughout their conversation that he kind of seems to have a crush, a little crush on her. And Ekin, yeah, I don't know. I think they could be compatible. Kaz is such a trooper. She kind of, like, you can tell that she's sad and she kind of slumps over. She's like, good choice. Like, she's so cute. Yeah, obviously they haven't been paired for, I think it was 24 hours. So, but you can still tell that she's sad and that she likes him. So I'm kind of sad for her. But at the same time, Curtis does seem pretty happy about it. He seems to have a little crush on Ekin-Su. So if he's not going to go full on 100% for Kaz, then he can go see whoever he wants and leave Kaz to find someone that actually really likes her and she likes him. Then Casey walks in and they go to the fire pit. Kaz starts confronting him. She's saying she doesn't agree on how he treats girls, specifically girls from Love Island. And maybe this is not a great thing from my part, but I trust Kaz. I don't know Kaz, but I feel like she's a very trustworthy person. So when she confronts Casey and tells him she doesn't agree, I just 100% just trust Kaz. And because of that, I think for sure Casey is kind of like a slimy guy that doesn't treat girls well. Yeah, maybe it's not a good thing. I should like form my own opinion. But that was just like my sentiment. And also the way that Casey, like the way he defends himself, I thought the wording was strange. Like when Kaz said something like, I've heard that you're not very nice to girls. You know, she was saying a very general statement. And then Casey rebuttals by saying, wait, I want to get this right. I'm listening to it now. He says, I've never fucked over a girl on this show. Like, so he's basically saying, like, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but to me, it kind of sounds like I fucked over girls, but just not on the show. Am I being too intense? I don't know. And then he says that he's a lover boy and he has like his hands like, I don't know. I just don't trust him. He might be a nice guy. We'll never really know. I mean, we'll observe him throughout the season. If I see that he acts like an idiot, then, you know. The third episode starts with Kaz and Casey. They have a conversation. They kind of Kaz apologizes to Casey. And then Casey says that, oh, you know what, it's forgiven. And Kaz just kind of says like, you know, as long as you really forgive me. And I think it's actually so sweet, like how they, you know, they were able to like see past their differences. Kaz said how she was feeling, Casey, you know, and I genuinely feel like they're gonna be buddies. I mean, they were friends before, but it's actually so nice to see. Like, I've noticed on Love Island, I think it's because you're kind of forced to be in the same place at the same time. You can't really go anywhere. You can't really, like, dissociate and whatever. So it's so nice to see how relationships, they can kind of have, like, misunderstandings or, you know, confrontations. And in the real world, people would just never talk to each other. You know, they would just be like, oh, whatever, I don't get along with this person. But in Love Island, they just, you know, they had a conversation and I can feel that they're going to be friends again. And maybe their friendship is going to be stronger because of that. So that's honestly really beautiful to see. Okay, one thing I'm definitely not happy about is Gabby's little crush on Casey. She's such a nice girl. Like, can she, maybe, you know what? I think maybe Gabby is attracted to, like, the bad boy, you know, because she went for Marcel in her season, and then she has a crush on Casey, and I just don't want to see her get hurt. Like, I think this girl is so nice and so chill and so giving and so forgiving. I just want her to be with someone that is also, you know, gonna respect women. And not saying that Casey doesn't respect women, but Kaz is kind of saying that he doesn't. And then, of course, Curtis and Ekin-Su, they make out. Yeah, the reason, I think I figured out the reason why Curtis, he kind of bothers me, right? And the reason is because I don't think he actually goes for people he's interested in. I think he goes for, if somebody shows interest in him, he'll show interest in them. Obviously, it's fun to flirt, it's fun to make out, but I think it kind of like fucks with girls' heads a little bit. And I don't know, I don't want to like excuse his behavior, but I don't think he does it intentionally, right? During the challenge, when he was asked to lick like the perfect partner or the whole package from top to bottom, he went for India. So I feel like his actual type, somebody he genuinely has a crush on and is interested in, is India. So why doesn't he like shoot his shot with someone that he actually likes instead of flirting with women that actually like him, and then in 5 weeks he's gonna tell them like, oh, listen, I figured out that I don't really like you. Like, that's what bothers me about him. I still feel like he's lying to himself, and it's gonna mess with Ekin-Su's head a little bit. And also, I'm nervous for Kaz because she's also into him. I know Ekin didn't know that Kaz was sitting right there when she told the girls that she had kissed Curtis. It just sucks for Kaz. Like, yeah, it wouldn't have been a good feeling. Another thing I'm feeling nervous about is Marcel and Liv. I think Liv is she has a hard exterior. She seems like, she's not sensitive, she seems like she has a hard exterior, but deep down from what I've seen is that she is pretty sensitive, and especially that she's never had a boyfriend. I really don't trust Marcel in the sense of, clearly he hasn't had a lot of success in his past relationships. And I just think he's gonna cheat again. Like, he just seems like the type of person that just, whatever, like, just goes with the flow and just, unfortunately, I feel judgmental, but like, no, like, it's literally from what Gabby has said, like, that's what he did. And the biggest predictor of if a man's gonna cheat on you is that if he's cheated on in previous relationships. Like, it's just a fact. And I don't want that to happen to Liv, especially with her first relationship. Like, I generally think that, she's so sensitive. I don't want her to go through that. I have a very early prediction that Scott and India are gonna win. I could just see it. Like, he is really nervous around her, and India is such a good girl. Like, I genuinely feel like he just kind of looks like he's already in love with her. Yeah, they make such a cute couple. I think they're gonna win, actually. Like, if maybe not, like, it is very early days, but I would vote for them anyways. And then there's Ronnie. Oh, he's so slimy. Like, he literally just kissed Elma, and then he's just slimy. I actually have I don't have a lot of comments about him. Like, I just think it's slimy. And then there's the kiss between Ronnie and Kaz. It's just, it's slimy. My first instinct was to say that Ronnie was slimy because I'm not a big fan of him. But you know what? Like, it just popped into my mind that Kaz is also kind of acting slimy, just because I know she had a conversation with Elma, but like, they just kissed. So, like, if they were actually friends, why would she go and kiss? Oh, yeah. Oh, but I love Kaz. Like, I still love her, but it's also slimy. That's unfortunate. Elma is really sweet. You know how Ekin-Su is annoying, but she does have a point there. She's telling Elma, like, try not to be so naive. And Elma's super sweet. She's saying if they kiss, I hope Kaz tells her. I know I really hope, like, for sure. Okay, in my head, Kaz is going to tell her. I still think it's a little bit slimy. Like, they could have waited a little bit. But yeah, Elma is pretty sweet. I also want the best for her. Those are all my comments for episode 1 to 3. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope that there's people that are watching. If not, whatever. It's just fun for me. And if you have any comments, just type them below, because this is so fun for me. Like, I genuinely want to talk about this. If you have other perspectives, just let me know. Like, type your comments below. This would be so much fun for me to have, like, different perspectives and to talk about it. But anyways, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to watch the next 3 episodes, and I'm going to comment on them and upload the video as soon as possible. So have a good day. Bye.